Good afternoon, everyone. How are you all doing? Welcome to the BoardGameCo live chat that happens every single Wednesday on the Wednesdays that it happens at 1 p.m., except for the days where it's 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. It's never really 9 p.m. Sometimes it's 10 p.m., sometimes it's 4 p.m. More often than not, it's 1 p.m. But a live stream is never late, it is never missed, it happens exactly when it's supposed to. It arrives exactly when it intends to, or something along those lines. How are you all doing? My drive is almost out of storage. Stop giving me that reminder. I should just buy more Google storage at this point. I have a bunch of large files in Drive that are currently making so it keeps crossing the 20% mark. I should dismiss the warning, but I like the warning. So, I don't know about that. Either way, Ken Corson, good morning. Jen Cam, how are you? Unemployed Lawyer, hello friends. Robert, how's it going? Noon, so no longer morning. It's not really morning. It's 1 p.m. for me. That's barely morning. I just say good morning because, hey, until the sun sets, it's morning as far as I'm concerned. Hope you all had a wonderful Halloween. It snowed here in Michigan. It snowed here in Ohio. We got some snow outside this morning. I don't do the whole Halloween thing, but I do reluctantly have to live with the snow that happens. Talk to the Hand. Should I keep my original Horizon Zero Dawn to wait for the new Kickstarter? Great question, Talk to the Hand. I think it depends on whether you are somebody... Okay, well, let's take a step back. Horizon Zero Dawn, or Horizon Forbidden West, to me, improves upon the issues I had with Horizon Zero Dawn. It is not, I'm not going to say it's a perfect game, not by any shot, and I need to play it more, and I still have, it's very much first impressions as opposed to review, because I played it twice. That's not a review, and I got an isolated, specific demo scenario as opposed to the full thing. That said, I will likely have a full first impressions video on it. What I will say, it is a definite improvement over the original, in the sense that it's balanced around full cooperative play, and the stealth is a much larger part. There are other things, but both of those alone make it a much better game. I don't know if it's a keeper for me yet. I do know I'm excited to dive into it and see where it lands, meaning it does Horizon Zero Dawn better. As far as why should you potentially keep your original, reason number one is if you like the original as is, then, it's a different game. It has the same core systems, but it is a different game. And the reason number two is there is going to be a compatibility, backwards compatible kit to utilize your original Horizon Zero Dawn stuff in this new version. Now, I haven't seen the kit, I don't know how it works, and I am somebody that finds that I like getting those kits and then never using them. I have every single thing under the sun for Massive Darkness. You know what I've played? The base game. It's not entirely true. I've actually kind of mixed in the mobs, and I actually have used the mobs. Massive Darkness is actually not a good example. I actually am benefiting from that kit. More often than not, upgrade kits, I find, are just giving you a ways to justify holding on to your past content. Sometimes you utilize them, so that's a bit of a... Okay, I'm finally hitting don't show this again. It keeps giving me updates. Anyways, that's kind of the story of Horizon Zero Dawn. There are reasons to keep it. Also, you can go ahead and get rid of it now. For context, I'm probably going to try to get rid of my Horizon Zero Dawn all in, because the new stuff will be plenty. I don't think I need all of it, and I'm getting more picky with space as I continuously get these all-ins and continuously keep these things. I'm probably getting rid of... that guy. I'm probably getting rid of Undead or Alive, because I want Marvel Zombies, I want Zombicide DCs, and I'd rather hold on to Black Plague over Undead or Alive, so Undead or Alive, as much as I like it, is probably not sticking around, which makes me a little sad inside. Let's move on to other subjects. Dwarf Earth, you might be hairy, but you ain't a wizard. Okay. I tried to pause for a witty comeback, and I got nothing, so I'm just going to own that I got nothing, and I am hairy. Go West. Alex is really killing it with his new poncho wardrobe. Yes, West. Last year I found ponchos. Fun fact. The ponchos are a discovery of me drinking a little bit. I'm not a big drinker, but I am a social drinker. And so I was at Devin's house. Myself and Meg were at Devin's house, and we were having fun, and we were drinking, and I went online and started shopping. I didn't buy anything when I was drinking, but I did remember the things when I was drunk shopping. And so, not drunk shopping, I didn't get drunk, I was tipsy shopping. And so I got ponchos. So I have 4 ponchos in the house now, and I have a giant cloak. Why do I have those things? Because they're comfortable, and it's cold down here now that winter's here, and I think they look fun. They look different, but they look fun. I plan on getting more ponchos. Maybe. I probably shouldn't. I plan on getting more ponchos. Unemployed Lawyer. Discord. Hey, wait, Alex, why no bot like Jenna? I don't know. Tell me what I have to do. Tell me what I have to do. I'm just here to talk about board games. You tell me what I gotta do. Successful. I'm kind of here. Have to attend my open enrollment for insurance during this time too. I recommend being responsible. Unemployed Lawyer. Here's a Discord link if you want to hang out with Alex. Let's be honest, the Discord link is mostly to hang out with all the amazing folks in Discord, and then if you tag my name, I show up. Because I'm a wizard. Unemployed Lawyer. Successful Geek. Fair. Go West. Will they be reprinting the original Horizon Zero Dawn and have it on the add-ons? That's a great question. Don't know. I don't know. It's a good question. I should have asked that one. I asked them if it would be backwards compatible. I didn't ask them if they'd be reprinting stuff. That's a good question. Go West. Nope. Brett Campbell. Good afternoon, Alex. If I'm only interested in Through the Desert and not the other 2 games in All Plays Kickstarter, then should I just wait for retail? I haven't looked at this specific Kickstarter, so I can't answer with confidence. What I can say is my general opinion of All Plays Kickstarters have been that they're usually a great deal if you're getting everything, and otherwise, I'd usually wait till retail on their campaigns. That's usually my instinct. So my instinct is wait till retail. Fire Friends. Fairly Fans. I'm really on the fence regarding the Monster Hunter World Iceborne GameFound campaign. I tend to back all or nothing, but almost €500 feels a bit extreme. Yeah. I tend to back all or nothing. So, I have a video coming up at some point. I always have a video coming up at some point, let's be honest. But one of the things, it's like 10 tips for Kickstarters. 10 tips for crowdfunding. And one of the tips is that more often than not, you will not use all the all-in content. Now, it's a reasonable and real tip. The problem is, I still find that, like yourself, I want to go all in. Now, there are times when I regret it. Like, Tenaris Adventures is a great game. I'm going through the campaign right now. It's a sponsored content with Dragori Games. I'm going through the campaign, and as I go through the campaign, I'm realizing I will never need all the all-in content for Tenaris Adventures. I'm not going to play it all. I love that game. I've given it like 60 hours of my life this year. I'm going to give it another 60 hours, if not more, by the time I'm done. But like, I'm never going to need the all-in content for Tenaris. Do I like having the extra variable heroes? Yes, I do. Do I need to go all in? No. Do I still want to go all in? Yes. I don't think you need to go all in on any of these games. I will let you know when I start listening to my own advice. In the meantime, I'm finally at the point, and I have benefited from all-ins. Zombicide, Cthulhu, Death May Die, there are game systems where I've appreciated having the all-ins. But I'm getting more picky about when I go all-in, because more often than not, I would say 80% of the time, maybe 90% of the time, I don't benefit from the all-in content, I just own the all-in content. They make for great unboxing videos, they make for great toys on the table, and very often they even hold their value, so I'm not even complaining. But do you need them? No. Go West. I know someone who wants your Horizon Zero Dawn all-in pledge. West, I mean, if you're that person, or if you know somebody, hit me up. I'm more than happy to sell it at a reasonable price point, because I like Horizon Zero Dawn. Forbidden West is simply better. They fix some of the issues, and I am recognizing myself enough that even though I'm still going to go all in on a lot of things, going backwards compatible is a line where I could sort of separate myself away for now. Darvid, how much of your time do you play board games not for work but for your own pleasure? Oh, that is a complicated answer, Darvid. That's a complicated answer. So, let's start by acknowledging that I took a pay cut to do what I do here. I was making 6 figures at my last job. I was making good money, and it was a good job. And I decided that I like board games, and so I dropped to I mean, altogether from YouTube and Patreon and everything and sponsorships combined, this whole YouTube gig gives me around 50 to 60K a year. It ranges, depends how things are going. This sponsored content, we are doing more sponsored content on the channel. That's mostly going towards paying just Professor Meg's salary, because she is now an employee of BoardGameCo and she gets paid, and so, not salary, so it's more complicated. She gets paid for the preview videos she does. But basically, so for myself, I'm making around 50 to 60K a year from YouTube. It depends on the month, depends on how things are going. I took a large pay cut to be here because I love it. I love what I do. And I work, I mean, depending on how you find work, but I work, 100 hours a week. I was actually talking to somebody, I was filling out one of these things of how many hours a week do you work for something else entirely. And I said, I work 100 hours a week, and the person, looked at me, and I was like, I probably do. I mean, all my time, well, it's not 100, maybe 80, 90. I don't know. I work a lot. But again, accounting board games, playing board games is a big part of that. So how do you really define that or count that? And so it's just a lot of, it's a lot of playing games for fun. But to answer your question, how much do I play games? I wouldn't say fun versus not fun, because almost all of it is fun. I would divide it into 3 categories. There's playing games because I want to play that board game. There is no content around it. There's no content adjacent to it. It's just me wanting to play the game. Category number 2 is playing games with content in mind. Just to give you an example, I plan on playing what's called Wayfarers. Is it Wayfarers? Yeah, Wayfarers of the South Tigris. I plan on playing that tonight. I've only played it once. I need to play it more because I need to play it more in order to review it. But I love that game. But it is content mindfulness. Even though I'm playing it for fun and I will have fun, it's content mindfulness. And then the third category is playing games that I would ideally rather not be playing, but it's content mindfulness. It's still fun, but it's not even it's not where I would want to choose to spend my time. Wayfarers is content mindfulness, but I want to play it. For Northwood, which I played this week, is just me wanting to play For Northwood. And let's pick a game off the shelf over here. Epic 7 Rise, okay? That's a game I will have to cover at some point. I'll have fun playing it, but I'm playing it for content. So within those three brackets, I would say that playing for content with mindfulness is probably around 30% of my time. It's not for fun. I will have fun, but around 30% of my time is for content but mindful. Around 10 to 20% of my time is just fun. And then around 50% of my time, the vast majority of my time, is fun and content. So for example, if I sit down and I played The Witcher, I had a film playthrough of The Witcher, I had a film playthrough of Last Light, those are games I love, I enjoy them. But I was like, hey, I'll do content around them. So content, mindfulness, but actively having fun, that's the biggest category at around 50%. These are all complete estimates that are not in any way based on reality other than my own perception at the moment that I'm answering the question. You're Furious. Nope, the wrong question. Talk to the Hand. Did you back Title Blades 2? Really concerned about the delivery of the game. Why are you concerned? I haven't been paying attention to updates. I did back Title Blades 2, but I'm intrigued by your concern. That has me a drop nervous. Didn't it do? It did pretty well, I thought. Dwarf Furious. I made both Super Backer and Super Founder last month, thanks to you. I'm sorry, and you're welcome, all at the same time. iFridge, where do you submit questions? Right here, right here. This over here is where you submit questions. Submit all your questions. I answer like every single one so far. I think I answer every single one. It's rare that I miss questions. Sometimes I don't know. I don't think I miss questions. And if I ever do, that's what super chats are for, to guarantee your question gets answered, and really to support the channel, because let's be honest, I'm going to answer your question almost no matter what. iFridge, no, Potato Milkshake. I love these names. Potato Milkshake, Talk to the Hand. These are great names. Alex, I'm fairly sure you backed Maple Valley, considering Creature Comforts is so well liked by your family, and rightfully so. Did you grab Diced Veggies and Back Kit, and your thoughts on it? I did back Maple Valley, and Diced Veggies was sent to me to review. So Creature Comforts I backed, Maple Valley I backed, Diced Veggies I got a review copy from KTBG. They are doing some sponsored content around Wasabi, and along the way they sent Diced Veggies as well to cover. I've actually played Diced Veggies twice this past week, so there's that. Again, fun, but work at the same time. Go West, please tell us more about Spiritfire. It sounds like an amazingly innovative game from Oneb, who I love and trust to make amazing games. What more can you tell us? Oh boy, Spiritfire. Spiritfire. That is a tough one. So, it's actually interesting. So, if you've played, I was thinking about this today because I was doing a different video and made me realize, who in the chat here has played, and you remember the name of the game, darn it. It's a white box. I'm blanking on the name of the game. Oh dear lord. Okay, it's a white box, and it's all about like being cavemen. It's like you're cavemen and you're playing cards to help each other, and I'm completely blanking on the name. What is the name of the game that has you being cavemen and trying to tell your story that I'm completely blanking? Someone. Paleo. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. I knew someone would get it. Paleo. So, can you explain Paleo to someone easily? Because if you've played Paleo, in my opinion, Paleo is a hard game. I can give you words. Those words won't tell you how the game plays easily, because Paleo is actually fairly unique as far as how the system works. So basically, in Paleo, you're playing cards together to help yourself survive, and your goal is to accomplish as many survival goals as possible before your tribe dies. But you're working together with some degree of hidden communication. Like that is accurate, but I don't think people would actually walk away understanding how Paleo plays as a result of that. Spiritfire is similar. I'm going to give you the very short pitch of Spiritfire. I'm going to set myself a timer for 60 seconds. Let's go ahead and do this over here. Timer. Okay? I'm going to set a 60-second timer, in which I'm going to try to explain how to play Spiritfire, and then we'll go into all the questions. Spiritfire is effectively a campaign game. It's effectively a campaign game where the campaign is more focused on your character arc than the world arc. There is a world arc too, where the things are happening in the world, but your goal is to get as much life out of your character as possible. To that extent, your character has a deck of cards that's the spark. The spark is a timer that's slowly counting down in the game. But the main crux of the game is along the way, you're going along this narrative journey. You're interacting with the world around you. You're making choices. You're going to, face off with, like, again, any typical campaign game. You think of yourself in Gloomhaven and you have a choice you have to make, and you choose this, did you choose that? You'll be doing that in Spiritfire. These choices will generally lead you to these things called spreads. Spreads are effectively a page in a book where you have to use your deck of cards, because it's very much a deck building game. This game is you're going to start with a deck, and you're going to be able to customize and adjust your deck, and you're using that deck to be able to drive forward your Euro actions in the game in order to accomplish your goals as you go on this journey and keep your spark alive as long as possible. So it's effectively a campaign game with a degree of Euro challenges going on along it, and that's puts me at 59 seconds. That's what Spiritfire is. But the core idea, congratulations, you have some of the words, but what does that actually mean? What do you actually do? It is harder to compare. Again, if you watch my full Spiritfire breakdown, the biggest thing I would say is it's the general arc of play is similar to Gloomhaven. The The main idea of having a Euro challenge as opposed to a dungeon crawler is similar to roleplay adventures. If you've played roleplay adventures, you can kind of understand that they have this like dice challenge, but it's more interesting and more innovative within Spiritfire. But that's going to be the arc. You're facing off a Euro challenge where you use a deck of cards to optimize your way through it and achieve the results you need. So it's similar. Kevin, I'll be right back with you. So that's going to be the main arc there. And then the core gameplay is going to be a combination of a Euro challenge as well as an LCG, in which you have a deck of cards and you're building a cooperative LCG deck, but you're earning more cards by going through the game. So you're going to unlock packs as you go through the experience. So I can explain Spiritfire. I still don't think that people are going to have a clear idea of how it works until I go through it. I get it, but I've played it. That was Kevin. Let's focus on Kevin. Kevin, good to see you again. It's been a while. Are you back in the U.S. yet? Are you officially in the U.S.? I think you are, right, Kevin? Kevin, are you coming to Level Up? We're doing Level Up Retreat. I can be in New Jersey. What did I say? Woodsbridge, New Jersey, I think I want to say. Let's go back to chat. Okay, that was a long question a while ago. Okay, please tell us more about Spiritfire. Fire fans, thank you, Alex. James Sullivan, FOMO can be a killer. I don't know that I'll ever use everything I ordered from Zombicide White Death. FOMO is indeed a killer. I can justify it more easily because I can do these large unboxings and call it content for the channel, and then I can cover more. And in some game systems, I do use it all. Zombicide White Death is a system where I might actually use more of it. I find the Zombicide system does a good job with plug and play. So Marvel United, I use all the content because it's plug and play. I find where the content is not plug and play is where I won't use it all. What's the best avenue for designers to promote a game on a budget? Facebook posts within Facebook groups and communities that are geared towards driving reciprocal feedback, but without having to pay for it. So the most basic example I can give is show your box art, but show two versions of your box art and be like, hey, which one do you guys like better and why? Show the fonts you're working with and say, hey, which do you like better? Show some of the character art. Ask questions that draw out answers, and that's going to be a way where you naturally build up an audience of people who are invested in your game. It takes time, it takes work, but you'll have to pay very little for it, and by the time your game launches on whatever crowdfunding campaign it launches on, you'll have a bunch of people who are already a drop invested because hundreds of people see your post and they're like, they had a part in choosing the font or making a decision about, how something worked in the game. So basically crowdsourcing your feedback on the game is both good for actual feedback and also good for, the sake of the channel. Why is this, my chat's not working? What? My chat's not working. What's happening here? There we go. Okay, here we go. Okay. Thank you, Alex. FOMO can be a killer. Unemployed lawyer. Talk to Lan. Why are you concerned about Tile Blades 2? Good question. Srebmom, welcome aboard. George, Gencam, my copy of Scholars Inside Tigers arriving today. I want to play Scholars because I like Wayfarers, and Wayfarers is the one that broke the system for me. Like, I like Wayfarers a lot. A lot. We'll play more. George, please switch to Alex, please switch to live chat. I already have switched to live chat at the beginning of this video. Unemployed lawyer, strap me, please rank Alex's ponchos from coziest to least cozy. This is actually the least cozy, but it is the warmest for the record. This is the thickest material I have, and it was a cold day outside. See all the snow conversation. But yeah. F-Rain, what happened to Devin? You guys good? Oh, Devin is a prince of a human being. I love Devin. Let's see if we can do this now. I don't know if he'll answer, and if he doesn't answer, it kind of doesn't help my point, does it? Dun-dun-dun-dun. It's important. It's important. Just gonna have to wait a second. He's not gonna answer. He's gonna ruin this moment. He's like on a work call, I'm sure. No, it's all good.
Hey, this is Devin.
That's not good. That's not the point I was trying to make. Devin and I are great. I love Devin. Devin works for Lucky Duck, and that has made him busier than he used to be. But it's okay. Once a week we call each other, and we remind ourselves how sad we are that we don't get to talk and play games as much as we used to. But Devin and I are good. Okay. Let's see. Is there going to be a Alex live chat? F-Rain, Swab me. The blue one, this one, the other one. Good choices, but I have 4, so trick question there. Tasha, is there going to be a Mire Island stream again soon? I hope so. I believe there's a tentative plan to play Mire Island tomorrow night. I would not hold your breath yet until it happens. Okay, we have Swebme. Devin is a big week at Lucky Duck now. No time for friends. That's not true, Swebme. Once every 2 weeks, he pops into Discord and tags every single one in every single channel, so he's got time for friends. Talk to the hand. Unemployed lawyer, promising shipping values for 6 months, having issues with the Chinese supplier, lack of updates. Yeah, I hear you. Those just, to me, that's just, why? Stop it. There we go. This thing is sticking on my screen. Yeah, that's not necessarily scary to me inherently, but it could be. iFridge, I love what you're wearing. Where do I get one? I need to find the name of the company. It's like, oh wait, I just got an ad. I had an ad. I had an ad on Facebook. I popped up on my Facebook and there was an ad. It's like Euclid Mama or something like that. Okay, come on, just ponchos. Ponchos. Ponchos, ponchos, ponchos. Okay, it's ECUA. In fact, I can do this right now. I'm in chat here. Okay, ECUALAMA. Okay, go to that site. Euclid Mama. I think I typed it. Did I type it? Did I type it? Did it go? It went. Okay. Euclid Mama. That's the site where I got the ponchos from. I love the ponchos. They're great ponchos. Paleo, love what you're wearing. Endless Winter. No, Paleo is the correct answer. What's the game is one of my favorite games. What's the game is one of my favorite games. Explain a game badly is one of my favorite games. So let's, no, I'm not going to do it. I need to prep for this. I want to, one of the game shows I have planned is explain a game badly. I want to do that. If we ever do game shows again. Devin and Jenna are gone and Meg's doing preview content. Unemployed Lawyer, talk to Dan. Have you read the most recent update? Additionally, I'm cool with the lack of shipping since I'd rather be accurate than updated every 2 weeks. I personally have no concerns for James Hudson or his company Drew City Games. George, I wish I could say the same. I have a concern for every company. I think 99% of them are going to be safe, but like I didn't think Mythic Games was going to be a problem because I mean Mythic Games is in a very similar position as Ludus Magnus Studios, as Peterson Games, as Come On, as Awaken Realms. There are a bunch of large companies who have run successive large campaigns and have multiple in the pipeline at any point. The problem is Mythic went up and Peterson Games went up. I mean, not up. They're still like survival mode. So a bunch of the companies that I didn't really worry about gave me cause to worry later. So now I don't trust my own gut instincts anymore as much as I used to. I mean, I still trust them, but I recognize that they're fallible. Kind of helps, but still no sign of the pre-production. Yep. Okay. Lots of gifted subs from Kevin. Kevin, you're a prince. Talk to that. Are you one of the people who would rather updates every 2 weeks monthly? I believe he said he was going to do that. Again, I personally don't mind the lack of updates unless something. Don't know. So at me, Alex looks like a baby in that photo. I love that he got gifted a membership. Wait, where's my... What do you mean? Where? What photo? What photo? Where did I get a photo? Let me show there. Oh, dear Lord. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's an old photo. I was 22 in that photo. I was 22 in that photo. I remember where that photo was. I was 22 in that photo, and I do indeed look like a baby. Unemployed Lawyer. It happens. Kevin. Yeah, I'm back in the US now for a while, though still unemployed. Oh, we should get your new username. You should be the Unemployed Kevin. Kevin. I appreciate you. Whatever happened to the cruise thing you were looking at? You're looking into a cruise situation. Also, I hope you get employed soon. Sorry, man. You're a prince. Like, you're a prince. Like, you just walk in here and you're gifting subs and memberships and all that while being unemployed. Like, that's that. You're a prince. Jen Cam plays board games. So sad I can't go to level up a treat. Stupid student teaching. I've heard that if you give them a note saying you're going to level up a treat, they will say it's allowed. Maybe. Jason, I logged in too late for the Kevin giveaway. Yes. Drop in next time. See what happens. Stacy, hello. I made it. Welcome aboard, Stacy. Potato Milkshake. Thanks for the reply earlier. Would you also ever cover some more classic games on the channel? Think Mancala, Cognite, Crokinole, Carome. Crokinole I've covered. Other stuff, probably not as much. I cover things I'm interested in, and that means less of the classic stuff. And there's going to be no chess coverage, no Go coverage. Carome I could see myself doing because I want to try that one, but Crokinole is going to be the OG on this channel. Jen Cam plays with board games. Hi, Stacy. Board Game Officer. Wow, I'm way too late. Hello, everyone, and Alex. Thank you. DeBruiser, they need to invent a combo Talus poncho for chilly days. That would work. That would work. Friend River, has anyone beat Devin at Crokinole? I've never seen him lose on camera. He has definitely lost on camera. He's lost on camera against Tracy Boards. Tracy Boards. He's lost. Also, Devin would be totally destroyed by not by me. Devin's better than I am, unfortunately. Nick was able to talk to Devin at Essence, such a nice guy. Devin is a prince of a human being. Okay, we're gonna go on a bit of a Devin, love story here. Devin is one of the nicest people I know. He's one of the most generous people I know. He's kind, he's caring, he's someone who's interested in people for the sake of their relationships. He's someone who is generally around to help people out, and he likes to be he likes to make fun of himself a little bit, specifically because he finds it lightens the room. He makes himself the target of the jokes because it brings a little bit of laughter and just easygoingness to any conversation because he's there and he's done that, and he's always there to help others, and he goes out of his way behind the scenes to do a lot of things that people don't know. He's generous with his time. He's generous with gifts. He's generous with his trying to be there for anyone in any way, shape, or form that can label him a friend. There's a reason he has done well for himself in this industry, and it's because enough people can recognize and see him. Kevin, dear Lord. I appreciate you, Kevin. I appreciate you, Kevin. I was trying to be nice to Devin here, but now we have to talk about Kevin again. Devin is, he's genuine. He's very genuine. Like, I remember meeting him. Like, my first interaction with him was playing Into Deep from Burnt Island Games. I think my second interaction was Feed the Kraken. And, like, something about who he was resonated with me. And at the time, there were a bunch of posts going on. There was, like, a drama in the board game space going on at the time, around shortly after that. And there was one of many dramas. The board game space has a surprising amount of dramas going on. But Devin had a very heartfelt post in a Facebook group that really resonated with me. It was, like, the kind of thing that I like to, I don't know, it really resonated with me. And he was an easy person to become friends with. He was an easy person to sit there and say, this is the kind of person that I want in my life. This is the kind of personality I want around me. He is easily one of my best friends, and he's a prince of a human being. And, yeah, he's pretty awesome. And Kevin, by the way, Kevin is also pretty awesome. Kevin is, geez, Kevin, you are way too generous. You are way, way too generous. Thanks for the reply, Devin. Okay, Devin, Stacy, Yukumama. Why are you not sponsored by the Poncho Place and Ember Mug yet? Ember Mugs, I reached out, they never replied. Poncho Place, I never reached out. I should do so. I should totally do so. Honestly, I'm happy to shill for a product that I love. I would shill for Tea Turtle, for Ember Mugs, for ponchos, for those giant cloaks. I should reach out to all of these places again and be like, hey, I know in the YouTube scheme, I guess that's the thing that's interesting. Like 52,000 subscribers is a lot in the board game space. In the greater YouTube space, it's nothing, so it's hard to do that. Stacy, hi, Swebme, Screaming Frog, met Devin at PAX last year, good guy. Efrain, have you played Risk Legacy? I have not, unfortunately. Oh, not unfortunately, I don't know if I care. I can't say, I never heard enough hype about it for me to think that I need to play it. Screaming Frog, any plans to go to PAX Unplugged this year? Absolutely. Johnny Dustwalker, Dragon's Tomb does explain games wrong. Yes, he does. He really goes into it, though. Corey Adler, are you getting June Imperium Uprising? Reluctantly, yes. I don't want to pay for it, but, like, I will. It's fine. Let's see. June Imperium Uprising. Again, June Imperium. Okay. Clark, a day late, but here's a good Halloween joke. Why don't monsters eat ghosts? Because they taste like sheet. Unemployed lawyer. Alex, who has the better outerwear on today? My sweater or your poncho? My sweater. My poncho. My poncho. I've seen your sweater. Your sweater looks good. I'm a big fan of my ponchos. I just am. Like, I have a lot of sweaters, and I like my ponchos more than my sweaters. Tabletop Taco. I have a Chrome board in Cleveland. If you'd like to borrow it and give it a shot, give me a shout. Alex at BoardGameCo.com. Let's come on over and let's play some Chrome. Kevin, cruise thing. I'm not a boat person. I'm an IT guy. Wait, what cruise thing? What cruise thing? I don't know what's happening here. Did I say something wrong, or did someone say something wrong? I don't know. Pariah, Devin is amazing outside of his TV taste. Oh yeah, dear Lord, his TV taste. Devin is not perfect. He's just a really awesome guy. Stacy, how do we get so lucky with Devin? I don't know. He's pretty awesome. Talk to the Hand. What are your thoughts on the possibility of DC United? Stronger now, and I already thought they were pretty high. I thought DC United was almost guaranteed to happen, and they're stronger now than they ever were before. Good luck with your money. Unemployed lawyer. Stacey Everdell. How did any of us get so lucky with Devin? We're just talking about Devin. That's true. Jenna Can plays board games. Kevin's a prince. Yes, yes, yes. Ol Noren. Hello from Sweden. Love the poncho and the channel. Thank you. Loopy Kevin. Thanks for the membership. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. Kevin. I'm a jerk, though. Kevin, you're not a jerk. I've met you. You're a pretty decent human being. What the heck, Kevin? I was just teasing. Devin is so nice. He took the time to chat with me at the Cosmoculus party at Gen Con, even though I'm a small-time content creator. That's the thing with Devin. Devin's not pursuing people because of who they are. Devin just likes people. Devin is a genuine personality in terms of who he is. It's one thing I've always said. I've always said that if anyone can call you selfish, you're not being selfish enough. I've always said that. The true selfishness often involves being a good person. Because if someone can call you selfish, it means you're already acting in a way that's no longer in your best interest because they're calling you selfish. True selfishness means you shouldn't be visible. It shouldn't be obvious. In fact, true selfishness usually means being a good person. If you're a good person, it will usually pay off in the long run. There's a great book from Adam Grant called... Darn it. Adam Grant, Give and Take. It's called Give and Take. And the idea of the book is that givers, people who are more focused on giving in relationships, they are both things. They are both the people who do the worst in the long run, but they're also the people that do the best in the long run. A lot of it comes down to how you manage your giving and whether you are both a pushover. If you're a pushover and a giver, you can be taken advantage of. But if you're not a pushover and you are a giver, you will usually do well in life because people tend to go back to those who helped them out. People tend to help out those who helped them out. People tend to see within somebody who helped them, they tend to see the spark of personality of giving that wants you to be involved with that person. Being a giver can be a good thing for you in the long run, and it has certainly been so for Devin. I do not mean to in any way imply that his motives are selfish. It's just the opposite. It's that people see the motivation, people see the motivations, people see the motives, and it works out for you. Very often, being a good person can pay off for you in the long run, and being self-interested will usually not work out for you in the long run. So it's one of those weird dichotomies in life where to truly be selfish, you actually have to be a decent human being. Love the top 10 guilty pleasure. Oh, wait, 1 second. Devin's so nice, took the time. Stacey, it's not really shilling unless you're trying to swindle or deceive. You're a legit customer. Now I want to look up the definition of shilling. I just assumed shilling. The shilling, the coin. Nope. What is the definition of shilling? Nope, not that one. What is the slang term for shilling? Nope. Why is it called shilling? Is there any actual shilling definition? I want the actual definition. Okay, because I don't want this thingy. Let's go to shilling. To shill. Let's go to shill. Shill. Shill definition. An accomplice or hawker or gambler, someone who acts as an enthusiastic customer to entice or encourage others. Oh, yeah. I guess you're right. Who poses as a customer. You're right. You're right. That's not shilling. I didn't realize that. I thought shilling just meant to, in general, just shill for a company meant that you were like trying to get people to buy the company. I didn't realize if you're genuine about it, it's not actually shilling. Good to know. I'm definitely not shilling for ponchos or ember mugs or tea turtle shirts, any of that stuff. The stuff I use is the stuff I use. Nat, let's see. Love the top 10 guilty pleasure games list. Yeah, I enjoyed that. There are some games, not a lot. Most games I think they're just good. Like I think Srebmom commented that Quest for El Dorado would be one of her top 10 guilty pleasure games. And I was like, no, that game is straight up good and I will fight you on that. The ones I'm not as certain are like, Baron Park's a great game. Is it that good? Look at Valeria Card Kingdoms is a great game. I don't feel it's actually as good as I enjoy it. So I enjoyed that list. It was fun. Nat, I've been sitting here taking my turn on Hadrian's Wall. None of you told me Alex is streaming. I can't believe you've done this. Oh, you're the worst, Nat. You're the worst. Po-boy, I'm Team Snuggie over Poncho. I don't like Snuggies. I like ponchos. I find that the sleeves, even the poncho, you want to set up a board game for a video, like I cannot play Tenaris Adventures in this poncho. I'll be reaching over and just like my sleeves will hit something. You gotta be very careful with how you navigate with a poncho. Swab me, Nat, I feel shame. Ajimo, hi Alex, hope you're doing well. When can we expect the video for The Witcher Path of Destiny? Saturday. You can expect the video Saturday. It's going up Saturday. There was a bit with The Witcher Path of Destiny where effectively they sent me miniatures for the video. The problem is the miniatures arrived shattered in pieces. And I was like, okay, I'll just do the video without them. And they're like, please don't. We want to send you new miniatures. So they sent me new miniatures. The miniatures got delayed. And delayed, and delayed, and eventually, like a week into the campaign, they're like, we're not sure if they're ever going to show up, so go ahead and do the video without them. And I was like, oh, that's cool, that's cool. And like, it is tough, because I would say in many cases, I don't love doing mid-campaign coverage. It's the same work, but for less views. Sometimes you have to, sometimes you don't have the game, sometimes you need to play it more, all those things are reasonable. But if I have a game, and I'm ready to go, like doing a video pre-campaign or early days versus mid-campaign is the same work for less of a return. So it's always less fun. That said, I like The Witcher, and even though it's slightly annoying, I still want to talk about the fact that I like it. So there is that. Trouble Brewing, favorite solo board game today. I mean, today is pushing it. Let's go with this week. Favorite solo board game this week is For Northwood. Oh, it's so good. I love For Northwood. It's so good. For North. I showed it to this past week. I showed it to Grant from Grant's Game Rex and Meg from Professor Meg, and both of them loved it. And now I got 2 new customers for that game. So yeah, that's a For Northwood. Highly recommend that one. Ryan Gilmore, another live stream I can't keep up. Missed last night. Happy to be here today. Yeah, so the weekly live, again, that's not always weekly, is going to consistently be Wednesday-ish when I'm here and in town. And to that end, that's going to be this live show. It's going to be a Q&A. Maybe if I have guests, it'll be a thing. But like the guest reliability is going downhill, and I don't want to cancel the weekly live. So we're back to Q&A for now. That said, I also want to do more streaming in general. In theory, Meg and I are trying to stream once a week at night at some point, so like Tuesday nights or Thursday nights, whatever night. But in practice right now, when we miss it, I'll still try to do a stream myself. So I'm going to be focusing on trying to have like a playing games and hanging out kind of stream situation on Tuesdays in general, whether myself or with Meg. That's the goal. So as of right now, the goal is 2 streams a week, Tuesday and Wednesday. No guarantees how it actually plays out. Let's see. Fur fans, I met Devin at Essen 2022. I introduced myself, we had a small chat, then he asked me if I'm the Kevin, my name is Kevin as well, who writes all these weird emails. I did not get it. Nat, Devin is a puppy. Devin's adorable. Corey, did you get your ticket to Origins already? I bought mine right after Shabbos ended. Origins already has tickets up? Like Origins Game Fair? I didn't get my ticket, but that would be because I usually get a press badge. I usually get a press badge to Origins, so I wouldn't get a ticket either way. Let's see. Devin has a way of making everyone feel special. That's true. Firefly's still thinking about it. Nat, I think you should have your mod status revoked as a consequence. When he becomes a mod in Jenna's server, we can talk about revoking him here. The Bruiser, PAX will be my first ever BG Con, also my first time in a large public gathering since the before times. Driving down from Barrie, Ontario, nervous but excited at the same time. Excited to meet you there. I'll be at PAX Unplugged. We may or may not run into each other at all, but in general, same notification, same heads up as usual. If you see me at a convention, by all means, pull me aside. Whatever it is, usually my go-to question is, what's the best thing you've seen this convention so far? I'll usually ask you that, so you can pull me off to the side and be like, hey, Alex, this game has been amazing. Like, if you do that, you already have a conversation starter with me right there. I want to hear about the best thing you see or played or are interested in at PAX Unplugged. So if you see me and you're looking for the conversation starter, literally just tap me and be like, Alex, I want to tell you about X, Y, and Z. Or anything, but interrupt me. Say hi. Like, I will always be rushing around from, like, booth to booth, meeting to meeting, but I welcome the interruptions. If I am too busy for an interruption, I will tell you so. I'll be polite, hopefully I'll be polite, but I'll be like, I'm so sorry, I'm on the way to another meeting right now, and I'm already running like a minute late, so like, thanks for stopping me, but I can't talk. I'll tell you, and like, it's not personal, it just means sometimes I have meetings. Like, Gen Con's the worst at this. Usually PAX Unplugged is not as bad. We'll find out though. But anyways, that's the situation there. Let's see, PAX U, Nat, that would reward bad behavior. It all comes down to intention. Giving without expectation is the goal. Yeah, very much so. So at me, just beg Jenna to mod me more. Yes, Robert Petty. This is going to be my first time PAX U, but not my first convention. Glad to see another Canuck. You're pretty close. Horde of the board. Hi, Alex. I love your clothes. I saw another variant where you're wearing now on another video. I honestly want to know where you bought it. I posted in the chat earlier. It's Euclamama. E-U-C-L-A-M-A or something like that. Type in poncho and Euclamama. That's where I got these. It's I think they have a deal where it's like $70 for... I think it's $70 each, but if you buy 3, you get 1 free or something like that. Like, they weren't cheap, but they also weren't the craziest considering how nice I find them and how comfortable I find them. These are my winter. Like, the nice thing about winter is I get to put my sweaters on. Sweaters and ponchos. T-Turtle. Gen Con plays board games. T-Turtles needs ponchos for Alex line. Yeah, if T-Turtle could do hoodies or ponchos, that'd be amazing. Right now, it alternates what I wear. I have my poncho sweater weather, and I have my T-Turtle weather. Never the two shall meet. So at me, T-Turtle poncho, mind blown. I would love that. I would. Corey Christian, when's Atlantis Rising Monstrosities video getting posted? Did I not post it? I totally thought I posted it. 1 second. Atlantis Rising. I thought I posted it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I have it. I posted Atlantis Rising. You scared me. 2 weeks ago. Atlantis Rising, BoardGameCo. And that scared me. Something happens. Screaming Frog, what would you recommend as a solo gateway game? I have a good non-gamer friend going through some health stuff and want to give them a game they can play in the hospital, but is easy enough to play. Solo gateway. Under Falling Skies, I think, is pretty fantastic. Clark B, are you planning to attend Dice Tower West? I am hoping to attend Dice Tower West. I don't know for sure. It's the same week as Gamma, which is a trade show for the industry. It's hard to miss Gamma. So I hope so. I don't know yet. Do you have more 10? Oh, you're funny. Okay. Ola, do you have more top 10s planned? I always have more top 10s planned. Always. There's always, like, not necessarily top 10s. Sometimes a top 7, sometimes top whatever, but I always have. There will always be top 10 lists. It is, Dice Tower made them a staple of the board game space, and they shall continue to be a staple of the board game space. Nat, whoa, Alex knows Meg from Professor Meg. Do you know Matt Radford too? I heard it's incredible. Matt Radford is delightful. I heard a lot of good things about his beard. Stacy, I straight up got For Northwood based on your recommendation. Thank you. Have you played it though? Do you like it? Getting it is nice, but do you like it? So Emmy, have you started filming the top 100 games videos yet? Who is going to participate? I have not started filming it, but I have texted Jenna this morning to basically say, hey, Jenna, are we trying to do a top 100 together or not? So right now, my instinct, it'll be Professor Meg and myself. Devin, I don't think is joining this year. Just bandwidth-wise, it's like it would be one thing if we were in the same state, but we're not. And travel-wise, I don't think either one of us can commit to. Meaning, the way I put it is, he already has so much travel, he probably can't travel down to me. And I don't mind traveling to him, but only if I like had his dedicated time, which I don't know if I'll get right now because he has a job, responsibilities, and all that. So Devin is likely not joining. I'd love to have him, but likely not joining. And that means that we open the door in the conversation to possibly having Jenna join, but we need to figure out how we're doing that because she was going to do it on her channel, so we have to figure out a way that it makes sense to be like worth it. So maybe we will, maybe we won't. There's also a possibility I just do a top 100 myself. That is also a possibility. I need to start being mindful of filming it because I want them to go up in December, genuinely. I usually start them in December, so we'll see how it plays out, but that's the goal. Okay, let's see. Top 100, that's that. Alex, who will link your Discord if I'm not a mod? I'll find you. Swabby, he can become a professional like Jenna and get a real bot. That's true. Unemployed lawyer, Swabman, that'll be taking away a job from somebody. Yeah, don't Swabby, seriously. You shouldn't have the AI taking away jobs from people. That's what I hear. That's what I hear these days. Corey, Origins said October 14th to buy badges, then randomly on this Friday said tomorrow's the day. That seems like something Origins would do. I think Origins is fun sometimes. Gen Cam plays board games, so pull your side, not chase you down like a mad person, so embarrassing. Gen Cam, oh, come on, please. You can chase us down. You're totally good. I appreciate it. Stacy Everdell. Sweater weather. Yes, indeed. Kevin. All you other Kevins out there, no worries. I've now met Devin, Alex, and Meg, so they know what I look like and how much of a pain I am. I definitely know what you look like. That's true. Aaron, thank you for the membership. Corey Christensen. I missed it in my search. Yes, Corey, you missed it in your search. So you should chase them down like a mad person and then tell them the exact same thing in person as online. That works for me. Jay Cordes, best game produced before 1994. El Grande is 1995, isn't it? El Grande. I think El Grande is 1995 because that would be my instinctive choice. El Grande game. I think it's 1995. Let's see. El Grande is 1995. Darn it. I don't know then. I don't know what else in my collection is that old, so I don't have an easy answer for you, unfortunately, because I was going to say El Grande. Who are the board? I like Devin until in the video comparison between Cthulhu Left May Die and Manchester Madness, where he trashed Manchester Madness and you and Professor Meg had a more balanced approach. To be fair to Devin, I think I've only ever seen him quit on one game, and that was Mansions Madness. His approach was not balanced because he thought it was terrible. And I'm only like a drop to the left of him on that opinion. So balance is tricky. Like Devin is here's the thing with balance. I believe balanced approaches are good. I believe balanced approaches are important. But that's if you're generally balanced. If you're generally balanced, it's not the craziest to sometimes really love or really hate something. I don't like it when content creators, and there are certain content creators who do this, but I don't like it when content creators always have extreme opinions. Most of the time, things aren't extreme. That's the reality of life. Most movies are good, not great. Most books are good, not great. Most music is good, not great. Most board games are good, not great. We have learnt enough as a society to make things that are good. But great is always a different conversation. And most of them, in all these categories, are not terrible either. So, like, I think balance is good, but you're allowed to hate one thing once in a while. DeBruiser. Any experience with the Hexplore games? Sadly not. I've heard good things about them. I haven't gotten into myself. Visually, they don't pull me in, which means in a world full of great games, I just have deprioritized them. I have an interest, but a very low interest. Stacy, I have 9 plays on 4 Northwood, and I love it. I love 4 Northwood. It's so much fun. Unemployed lawyer, travel up to you. He lives south. It still travels down. He travels down to me. That's just how it works, okay? I'm in the basement. At some point or another, he's coming downstairs. At some point, he is traveling down to me. You can't argue with that logic, George. You're wrong. Who are the board? I need to give him a stern talking to. David, what dungeon crawler would you recommend to get my 13-year-old son to try for the first time? Massive Darkness, almost certainly. Massive Darkness 2, Hellscape from Command, so accessible. The other alternative is Cthulhu Left May Die, but instinctively I would lean towards Massive Darkness 2. Swab I like how Alex talks about the challenge of Devin having a job as if Alex doesn't have a job as the freaking CMO of GameFound. When I took the job at GameFound, okay, this is actually a relevant conversation. When I took the job at GameFound, I literally told him, I told Marcin, I was speaking to Marcin, I was offered the job, I said I'd love the position, I think it's great. I'd love to do it. I said, I currently have a schedule that is not very job friendly. I travel a lot and I need to make my own hours. And I need to be able to do live streams without being like, oh, I'm doing it during work hours. I said, ultimately, I am 100% fine taking the job and I will get the job done. I will have the meetings, I will talk to the people, I will put in the hours, but I do so on my time. And that was part of the conversation. And I don't think they always love that. I think there are times when I'm traveling a little too much and it can be irritating. But the practical reality is I have the meetings, I put in the time, I bring in people to GameFound. Like I actually just ran the numbers of I'm not going to tell you guys here because that's unnecessary, I guess, but I just ran some internal numbers of how many clients and therefore how much funding I brought into GameFound, and I am bringing people on board. Just this week, I had 2 more good meetings with large prospects that are hopefully coming to the platform. There's going to be a lot of people coming to GameFound in 2024, and I'm responsible for a decent percentage of that. Not all of it, not by any means, but I definitely... I put in the GameFound time, but the requirement for me to take the job was very much that I will put in the work and I will do a good job, but I need to, like, YouTube is a big deal for me. YouTube is what I want to do for the rest of my life to a large degree. I think GameFound complements that job nicely, but I don't think, I was in a privileged position of being able to sit there and say, these are the terms under which I take that job. Let's see. Board Game Officer. I'll do a top 100 with you if everyone else dissed you. I appreciate it. Sarah, no question for me. I just haven't caught one of these before. I want to say thanks for doing these and just making awesome videos in general. Sarah, I appreciate it. Live streams are my favorite thing too. One second, I need to blow my nose. Live streams are one of my favorite things to do. I'm a loud nose blower. I love the bonding that can occur in live content. It's one of the reasons why it's such an important thing to me. When I first started doing this channel, I did live videos once every 4 or 5 months because I had a job. I couldn't do live content during any reasonable time frame. But I think like last night I went live with Hadrian's Wall solo. I think it's very good for community building in terms of you'll always have viewers. I mean, I think I have was it 80,000? I think I have 80,000 unique people who watch my channel every single month. So I have 50,000 subscribers, I have around 500,000 views a month, and I have around 80,000 unique viewers every single month. That's a lot of people. You will not be able to bond with all those people. Some people will click on a video to see whatever they want to see, they'll move away, they might find you 4 months later and then say, hey, this is the second time I've seen you, good channel, whatever it is. But being able to bond with the viewers who are really, truly there for you, it's a big deal. It really is. I think that connection is... I was reading some forum post recently. It was in a forum post on BGG, and it was talking about the nature of, I can't remember the term used, but it was talking about the nature of having that fake sense of personality. I can't remember. It was manufactured familiarity or something like that. I don't remember exactly what the term was. But the idea was that as a content creator, you might want to do things that, bridge that gap, that make you seem more human to your audience. So maybe you'll want to, have your pet wander on camera. Maybe your kid. For me, my kids, I don't have pets. Maybe my kid wanders on camera and I sit on my lap and I'm able to have a moment where my son's on my lap and I'm just being more real with you. Maybe I specifically have, bloopers in there or whatever it is to show you that I'm a real person. And the idea is that manufactured personality. And I thought it was a very good post. Like, genuinely, I thought it was a good post, but it's talking about all the dangers of manufacturing that additional level of connection. And talking about how people fake it and do these other things to specifically, intentionally bridge that gap and make you seem more familiar to your audience. You're not a content creator, you're their friend. Like, I'm your friend. I'm totally your friend. And I'm not, to a lot of you. I can't be. 80,000 unique people watching these videos, I can't be your friend to a lot. And my intent is never to pretend to be anything that I'm not. Anytime a kid has ever wandered on camera, it's because they've wandered on camera. I tell them not to, they sometimes do. Any sort of B-roll plugs or whatever it is, or, people bantering on camera, I leave that in because I think it's funny and charming and all those things. But live streams are where you have the additional connection. See, from those 80,000 unique people watching this month, 80,000 drops down to 50,000. 50,000 of those are subscribers. They at least have sat there and said, I want an ongoing relationship. I want to continuously watch your content. Some degree of you, how many we have watching right now? We have 70 people watching this channel right now. The people who drop in for the live stream, that's a smaller subpool of people who want to engage back and forth. There's a higher level of friendship. Many of you are people I've seen at conventions. Many of you people are in the Discord. Many of you people I would genuinely consider friends in real life. There's a tier of how low down that hole you go, effectively, of just like closer and closer and closer. I like live streams because it is the best opportunity to engage with as many of you as possible on as real a possibility as possible. I mean, I went to a lake house trip this past year with our Discord members, with people who I've only met from content creation. So there's always going to be a chain of how far down that rabbit hole goes. But it starts with simple things. It starts with you joining Discord. It starts with you stopping me at a convention and stopping me at the next convention and all those things. Like, I can't pretend that I'll ever be friends with every single person who watches this channel. But hopefully I can start to recognize more faces and remember more people and recognize you and be the person. Like, there are people who have sat down and played games with at conventions. And I'd love to be able to see you at the next convention and be like, I know you. Like, we've talked. We've had a conversation. You're not just a viewer. We've had a conversation. So, yeah. I like live streams. Where did I go? Speaking of conventions, best game before 1994, Shogun. Oh, that's fair. Buddy, okay. Speaking of conventions, my friends and I are trying to figure out a convention to go to. What would be the best one for the first or maybe only welcome to convention to attend? I mean, selfishly, I'm going to say go to Level Up Retreat. That's where I'm going to be running a Level Up Retreat, February 2nd to 4th in Woodbridge, New Jersey. Practically speaking, it depends on what you're going to. I would say I would recommend either PAX Unplugged or Dice Tower West for a playing games convention or an exhibitor convention if you want either of those. They're definitely a little larger, but there are definitely lots of recommendations. It depends on what kind of convention you're looking for. So me, welcome Sarah, indeed. Nat, wow, you're so negative on board games. Do you even like board games, Alex? They're the worst. Srebme, buddy, level up, thank you. Clanchelon, hey Alex, is there a few board games you always bring with you when you travel? If so, why? There's no always, but there are more frequent regular visits. There's Numsters, there's Sprawlopolis, there's Skulls of Sedlec, there's For Northward. Those are all great games that are a variety of solo and multiple players, but they're all small. That's the biggest thing. They're all small. I can pack all 5 of those games into like something like this size. So a few button shy games and something button shy sized is usually going to be, you know, the Crew can be a good one. There's a lot of ones that are in that smaller range that are more likely to hit the travel thingy. George, you were just lawyered. How did it feel? I appreciate that. I like that one. Corey, do you have a favorite dad joke? Not necessarily a favorite dad joke, but I think that one of my favorite jokes, the one that started, like I do this thing every Monday where I do a joke at the end of the video. The one that started was, and this is going back a while, so some of you might remember this, some of you might not, but the one that started was, there was a, I'm trying to remember. There was a midget dictator that was only 12 inches tall. He was a terrible king, but an excellent ruler. That was the one that started it all. That's the one that I was like, that's so funny. I had to like tell it again. Well, there's lots of fun ones I've done over the years that I really appreciated. Like one of the ones I like is, I used to work at a vampire toy factory. Oh my gosh, how's it go? I used to work at a vampire toy factory. I was on the assembly line. There were only 2 of us. I had to make every second count. It's terrible. It's so bad. Do you have time to travel? Do you have to travel up to him to go get him from the airport? Checkmate, Alex. That depends. Did you, George? George, before you checkmated me, did you look whether the airport is up in Cleveland? Did you? Because I honestly don't know. So I'm curious if you looked. Frederick, what would be your second hobby passion after board gaming? Reading. Almost certainly reading. It's the thing that I'm most passionate about after board games. Screaming Frog, do you think the game can be too balanced? For example, I think Gloomhaven is more fun than Frosthaven, though Frosthaven is more balanced. Yes, I definitely think games can be too balanced. I've played many games that felt like they were just ways of getting a point. Do this, you get a point. Do that, you get a point. Do this, you get a point. Get that, a point. Like, one of the things I don't like about Earth, like, Earth is fun, I enjoy Earth. One of the things I don't like is there's 7 different things that all give you 1 point. Gather cards, it's a point. Plant a sprout, it's a point. Anything you do, it's just 1 point, 1 point for all these things. Didn't feel particularly accomplished. Number 1, would you ever want to make a more essay-style video in terms of ideas of presentation? I don't mind the idea of it. By default, I am more rambling. I like talking about things, but I don't like scripting something, and I think a good essay video has to be scripted. I like talking about how I feel. Sometimes that results in a coherent train of thought about everything. I'll have bullet points, sure, but like an actual essay style video, like no pun included. I don't resonate with their board game views. I don't. No pun included. They're a fantastic channel. They do great content. Their board game views, in terms of their reviews and opinions, very different than mine. Like they're very anti crowdfunding in general. They have a lot of things that are different than me. But their essays are phenomenal. Their essays are amazing. Like, I highly recommend you check them out. Like, they make quality content, and they do a great job doing so in ways that it just aren't my strong suit. My strong suit is talking about things for 25 minutes and hopefully being able to maintain a coherent train of thought around that thing, but, like, still a little rambly. Dorfurus, I am very bondable. Indeed. Aaron, have you seen the new Command Dungeon Crawler, The Dead Keep? No? Command is the new dungeon crawler? Interesting. F-Rain, does game have a feature in which you can back with $1 to have access to the Pledge Manager later? I believe in general, yes. I think they just have the Pledge Manager go up later, and the Pledge Manager, a thing with the dollar backing, both on Kickstarter and on GameFound, the backing at $1 is like, that's a trick. You don't have to back at $1 most of the time. Meaning that it's very rare that you actually get locked out of a Pledge Manager in terms of, not being able to jump in there. It's very rare, but there are exceptions, so definitely look into it first. Corey, seems that a large part of your hobby love is being connected to other people. Would you say that's what got you into the hobby to begin with? Bring people together over a game? No, definitely not. I love people, make no mistake. I love the connections I build with people. It's a huge, huge part of what I appreciate in this hobby. I've made tremendous friends. I would say the vast majority of my friend group at this point are people who are post-hobby as opposed to pre-hobby. I still have friends from pre-hobby, but I'd say the people who I spend the most time with and interact with the most are post-hobby. That said, I got into board games because I like board games. I also like people, and this became a new way for me to bond with people, but it wasn't the reason I got into board games. Zimbo, yes, The Dead Keep. I don't know anything about it. Unemployed Lawyer, Discord is mentioned, here's the link. Ichabod's Nerd. Hello, I appreciate your videos and your approach. Thank you for all the work you do. What types of genres of books do you most enjoy? Find yourself reading most often? I'm a little bit all over the place. I actually tried recently putting together my top 10 books of all time, and it was a large disparity of different books. It was The Pillars of the Earth was my number one book. I love that. It's historical fiction, but I really appreciate it. I think I also like Jennifer Fallon, the Wolfblade trilogy. Very similar. A little bit of magic thrown into the mix, but I very much appreciate that. It's going to fall into a similar vein as Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings. Like, all those are very much there. So typical historical fiction or light fantasy adjacent to all that. Definitely into all of that. Very much appreciate that. I love Jack Reacher, the entire series, but that's a whole different vein now. Something I'm an action hero. I also love... I love Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and Gordon Corman. That's more comedy focused. So again, we're seeing a little bit all over the place right now. I very much appreciate it, and this is one of those books that's going to get me in trouble. I very much appreciate Atlas Shrugged from Ayn Rand. Ayn Rand is a political author who has some extreme takes on life that I do not agree with, just to be very clear. She's like a little extreme in her viewpoints, but I do think that Atlas Shrugged is a very fascinating book that it's one of those books and conversations that will get me in trouble one day, but I do think it was written 50 years ago, and sometimes it feels like it was written today. And it's both a good story. There are crazy parts in it. I want to be very clear. Ayn Rand took things too far, in my opinion. Her entire political leanings are taken too far, but there are aspects of what she's written that I very much appreciated. I'm trying to remember who else is my favorite books of all time. I don't know. I don't have to go through the list, but I'm a little bit all over the place in terms of, like, we have political fiction, we have historical fiction, we have light fantasy, we have some medium heavy fantasy, we have some comedy, some action adventure. It's a little bit all over the place. I was going to say, okay, so me, George, you're great at your job. I'm sorry I yelled at you last night. I tried to give you a job to AI today. You didn't deserve that. Go West. Devin is amazing. He also always loses Crokinole every time we had teams for doubles. That's because he was facing off against Jeremy Tracy, who stomps him every time. Zimbo, is 4 on your rating system a recommendation? Yes. Yes, indeed. I actually just sent Meg a note today that one thing I want to do for BoardGameCo in 2024, I've been wanting to do it for years, I just never got around to it. I finally want to have, like, labels for recommendations. Like, you know, BoardGameCo recommends, however you want to, whatever title there are. I have to come up with the titles, I have to come up with the graphics and the arts, but I want to have 2 tiers. I want to have my 5s, which are straight up my seals of excellence, effectively, and I want those to be rare. I want those to be 4 or 5 games a year, get those. That's what I want to be. And then I want the 4s and 4.5s, and that's a recommendation. I think a 3.5 is not a recommendation. A 3.5 is a tacit approval of your existence, which sounds a little harsh, but that's what it is. It's like, hey, you're good. You are good. I enjoyed you. There are some 3.5s I have very often because of others, and there's a handful of 3.5s that I keep around because they're guilty pleasures in some sense. But usually, 4 and above is a recommendation, even if I don't keep a 4, which does happen. Like, Critter Kitchen's a good example here. I don't know if I'll keep Critter Kitchen. I don't know if I will. It plays best, in my opinion, at 4 players, and that means that it's facing off against a bunch of other games in my collection that play best at 4 players, which makes it a harder sell. But I really like it. I can easily recommend Critter Kitchen. It is a strong recommendation. It's a 4 out of 5. It just happens to be, it may not stick around in my collection because of my own player group sizing and needs. But it's still a recommendation. Okay, where am I? What are the best... I feel like I lost that question. Feeling the love. There we go. Sarah. Dylan, what's the best small party game to bring on a trip? Blob Party. You can get Blob Party down to a stack of cards. Great one to bring on a trip. Go West. Kevin is also a great guy. I hope I get a chance to play Feudum with him again at Level Up. I would love to play Feudum. Not going to be at a convention. Corey Christensen. It hurts so good. Pariah. Dad jokes. Singing in the shower is fun until you get soap in your mouth. Then it's a soap opera. Yeah, it doesn't work for me. Dad jokes are fun because, like, some of them are so good. Others are so bad. And in a way, they're also bad. Board Game Officer. Sounds like a common denominator there. Chris, having your pet pop is in okay, I guess. I just tend to view them as bad planning. I know I could do with less surprise cat anus in videos. Eyes Meg. So I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you. And let's talk about my kids as opposed to Meg's pets for a second. The way I view it is, you guys don't see this. You guys don't see this, but okay, this is like a secret, okay? There have been times where I snapped at my kids. Snapped is a harsh word because it was with intent. There have been times where I raise my voice at my kids when they come downstairs too often. You don't see that stuff because I cut that out because I'm not a stupid person. I am stupid enough to tell you I do it, but that's a different story. More often than not, my kids understand the rules, and the rules are that there's a red light. Red light means I'm filming. Red light means don't come downstairs unless it's important. My older kids understand that. My youngest understands it but likes to break the rule. The problem is when he comes down, I'm so nice and charming. So I've effectively said, hey, you can't come downstairs when the light's on, But then when he does, I'm like, oh, come on down, sit on my lap. I'm basically giving him counter messaging, which is confusing as a child. You're told not to do the thing, but then you're warmly welcomed when you do the thing. And part of it is because mid-video, when I'm talking to you, I don't want to be like, Rafi, get upstairs right now. I don't want to do that. It's like there's a weird balance, but yes, you can be a father. You can discipline your kids. Don't do it on camera in front of like an audience. That's weird. So it is slightly weird messaging, and that's a problem. The problem is sometimes he'll do it a little bit more often because he's getting that messaging. And so if he comes down like multiple times in the same video, usually the first time I'm welcoming, the second time I'm welcoming, and then usually I'll talk to him after. I'll be like, you're not supposed to, even though I just gave you conflicting messaging as a parent, which is not great. So sometimes he'll come down for a third time, and you won't see this part because I'll switch to top camera, I'll do a clean cut or whatever, and I'll be like, Rafi, upstairs now. Like in a stern tone of voice. And he runs upstairs. So I agree that how frequent something is relevant. I think it's cute and charming when Rafi shows up in a video here and there. I think if he does so all the time, it can ruin the experience for a viewer. I know Meg has expressed similarly with her pets that it depends on the frequency. Like she can close the door and leave them locked out. I don't know about the frequency comfort, but I usually just don't want videos to be spoiled. Devin talks tabletop. Devin only understands green light. Devin, if you watched the first half of this video, we were all very nice to you. Like, very, very nice to you. Like, the amount of lies I told on camera to make you look good, it is a lot. Okay. I want to try Massive Darkness with my kids. Should I get Massive Darkness 1 or 2? Definitely 2, not even a question. Unemployed lawyer. I have no clue if it's up to you in Cleveland. I meant up your stairs to get, like, out of your house. No, but Devin, whether or not I go up to Devin has nothing to do whether Devin comes down to me. Lawyered again, okay? I can go up my stairs, drive to the airport, but if he has to come down to the basement, Devin is still coming down to me, regardless of whether part of that conversation has me going up to him. So I'm sorry, George. I'm sorry. Recommend an excellent book. We got no... iFridge. What Facebook groups do you recommend for designers to get feedback on? Are there any you can visit? Board Game Designers. I can't remember the title of it, but there's one. Just type in Board Game Designers. There's a Facebook group that's very large, like 10,000 members. They're very good at lots of feedback. Happy Dim Sum. Any tips on reading and getting started in reading? Oh, no. Like, sorry, I don't have any good tips because I guess I recommend books to people who are already reading. I don't know if I've ever thought about recommending books to people who aren't like generally reading already. So I don't know. I think the Jack Reacher series is fairly like Pillars of the Earth is a 1,000-page book. I wouldn't recommend starting with that. Versus Gordon Corman, for example. Gordon Corman, No Coins Please, Losing Joe's Place. Those are fantastic titles that are short and I think very, very solid. Tabletop. Oh, recommend a recent excellent book. Pillars of the Earth or any in the series. I think that's fantastic. Devin Talks Tabletop. You can call me now. I'm near my phone. Oh, maybe, Devin. We'll see. Give me a second. The kiddos popping in is always fun, maybe because I have many small kids. So I think people who have small kids love it. I think people who don't have small kids are mixed. I think there are people who are going to be appreciative of it and think it's cute, and there are people who are going to think it's too much. Like I got a comment on one recent video I did with one of the kids for unboxing, and they were like, honestly, I don't love the videos with the kids in it. And I was like, one, there was probably a better way to phrase that. Two, I understand that. Like, I don't think everyone's going to love that. It's a set of chaos to a degree. Let's call Devin now. Let's call Dev. Oh, he called me back. I keep my phone on silent when I'm on these. Okay, Devin, let's do this. We'll keep reading chat in the meantime. You can call me now. Devin, don't have your number, Devin Talks. Alex, have you played Necromolds? I have not. I have not been...
Babe.
Oh, talk dirty to me. Don't talk dirty to me. We're on live. Don't. Never mind. Take it back. How's it going? Yeah, I realized I probably shouldn't do that. Someone asked if we're still friends because he disappeared, and I said that we're reluctantly still friends.
Reluctantly still friends. Oh,
I said
I would never be reluctant about my friendship with you.
I said we call each other once a week to express how sad we are that we don't actually...
I think we call each other more than once a week, to be honest.
Maybe. How's it going? What were you doing?
A little bit cleaning up my office, so I need to get some filming done this week, and then I also just, when I was gone to Essen, Amber used my office as a storage point for whatever the next cycle of stuff was that we were spring cleaning and anything else she needed to get out of her way. So I had to excavate my office back out, once I got back. So been doing a little bit of that, trying to tidy up so I can film, and then also, just dealing with kids. I don't mind to go upstairs so intensely, but it's mainly just because, like, they don't, I'm not in the basement.
Yeah.
If I was in the basement, I would probably, be like, get out of here. But, So, how are you doing, babe?
I'm doing great. I'm enjoying my live stream. Everyone's just on a bit of a break here while we talk, but I'm enjoying my live stream. I'm enjoying playing
your
games.
Poncho.
I thank you. I appreciate
You
it.
look good, man.
I'm hoping to play Wayfarers of the South Tigers tonight with Akiva and Max. That's currently on the agenda.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Man, I love that you have finally found a
Sam
Garfield
Phillips
that
games,
you're into.
I don't disagree. If we have time after that, we'll probably play Sea of Thieves. I played that at Steamforged. I think it's good, but I think we played at 4 players, and that's too many, unfortunately. You started Sea of Thieves with us.
Yeah, no, I liked Sea of Thieves. Obviously, playing it at game night at Gamma was not the best. Right environment.
It was much better in the office.
It was nice. Man, yeah. I'm jealous. I'm glad you guys had such a good time up in Manchester. I wish I could have been there.
Come down next time.
I'll try to make this spring one.
Yeah.
So
they like you. They like you a lot.
Oh, I like them just as much as I like you and Meg. Dude, those Aunt Meg pictures that she sent are so cute. Oh my goodness, with their little knees.
Kahastrin says hi to Devin from Finland.
Katarn, yeah, nice. He's in my Discord. I chat with him.
That's awesome.
He's a sweetheart. He's just. It's always interesting. I love like the international community that we have because it's always like I'm starting my day and other people are like I'm ending my day.
Yeah.
Like okay.
I had a call with what's his name from Bastian, I think it is, from Osworn.
Yeah, Bastian Weimar, yeah.
Yeah, I talked to him last night. He's like 5 hours ahead. We talked about the challah and skop. Do you know in Germany, challah is called skop? I sent him pictures. He's like, that's skop. I'm like, that's not skop, that's challah. And then I Googled it, and it's like, skop is challah.
Well, what's interesting is, and maybe this is pretty, I guess, pivot on the conversation.
Sorry, everyone, we'll be done soon. I just muted for a second.
I was talking with Bastian when we were there the last time, and he was kind of talking about, what German culture is now, and it was like a super interesting conversation because he was like, post World War II, essentially, like, the intensity of that, like, international conflict made it to where, like, a lot of, like, German culture at that time was kind of eradicated based out of, the necessity of the global events that were, occurring.
Yep.
But what that means is that now, like, it's such an amalgamation of a lot of other European and Western culture. So I'm wondering, like, why did they call it shop? Did they call it shop because, somebody in France did, and they're like, oh, we're just going to take that for us now, since that's
no idea.
Safer culture for it. But
I'm going to go back to the live stream because it's been 4.5 minutes, and I do love talking to you, but I'm mindful of...
Whoa. I have been PG for 4.5 minutes, and you're just going to cast me out? Like, what? This is the live stream, Alex.
Turns
Put
out
some
you're...
chairs on the screen.
Devin.
Walk off frame.
Devin.
No.
It turns out...
I see your finger. Don't you put that finger down. Put that finger down.
It turns out that you're far less interesting when you're being appropriate. Oh, that was satisfying. Okay, cool. I'll leave this up just so I can see if he calls again, but hopefully I'll ignore it. We'll see. Anyways, so any tips on reading? I recommend a reading book. Kiddos popping in is always fun. There might be a correlation there. My impression is that prices are higher in the Pledge Manager. Is that true? So at me, sometimes they do that, and it's a specific tactic to get you to back before you can change your mind effectively. So it's definitely a sometimes thing. It's not an always thing. Let's see. You can call me now. Done. Devin. Don't have your number, Devin. Alex, you played Necromolds? No. Alex likes Iron Ram. Confirmed. Canceled. Genuinely, that's the kind of thing that could be an issue. Like there are some people who are very polarizing as people. There are some people who are very polarizing as people, and that hurt when you hung up on me. I'm sorry, Devin. I just thought it was a good moment. There are some people out there who are very polarizing on people to the extent that even trying to express a nuanced opinion around them can get you into trouble. There are names where I'm afraid to even mention them on stream right now because I'm like, oh, if I even say that I used to like that person, like that could be a problem. And so I think that I wish it weren't that extreme, that I wish it weren't that extreme, the life that we live in. And my goal is always to be a little bit mindful, trying to be as genuine to myself as I possibly can be, but also trying to not get into trouble. Even mentioning that I enjoy an Ayn Rand book is a problem. Or can be a problem, I should say. Stacy, I heard graphics in my ears perked up. Stacy, I did not. I had you in mind as a potential person when I eventually get around to that. Blake, do you like to listen to music while you play board games? I do. I'm not like, I don't necessarily seek it out all the time. There are definitely times that I do. I highly recommend, when you play Revive, I highly recommend the Man of Steel soundtrack. I think it works beautifully together. Buddy, I don't think I've ever seen higher prices than Pledge Managers, but sometimes you missed out on some things like Day 1 freebies. So that's for sure, but there definitely are times where it's higher prices than the Pledge Manager. Hallenbeck, hey Alex, since you some time ago made sponsored content about Lance Rising Monstrosities, you said you knew that Brent was struggling. Can you elaborate a little more? I did not make sponsored content around... one step at a time. I never did sponsored content for Elf Creek games on any of their games, so I don't know what's leading to that confusion, but unless a video... one thing I try to be very clear about is I try to avoid doing any paid content directly myself other than being in playthroughs. I try to avoid that very intentionally. So like, I think the closest thing that might be confusing was I did a comparison video. I'm realizing I'm about to do my first violation of that. I try to avoid paid content as much as possible myself, and definitely not opinionated content myself, to avoid any confusion. So I did review Lance Rising Monstrosities. I did not do any sponsored content around them. As far as you said you knew that Brent was struggling, can you elaborate a bit more on that? I only know what's publicly available, which is Brent has said on updates that Elf Creek Games has gone down to a one-person team, and I know that they've in some way leased out their titles to Goliath Games in some way, shape, or form. I do not know any specific special behind-the-scenes information. I just know that obviously, given what's going on with Elf Creek, they've cut their staff, they've leased out some of their titles, they're behind on things, they are obviously struggling as a company. I don't have anything extra to tell you. Ken, I love seal idea for ratings. Yeah, I do want that. Number 1, a good steak pun is a rare medium well done. I do appreciate that one. Nat, Alex shouts at his kids, cancelled. Yes, that's true. That's true. Stacy, that's tough. It is conflicting messaging. Actions can be louder than words. Yeah, Stacy, it really is a problem. I don't have an easy answer for it, but effectively, when they come downstairs, I'm not saying go back upstairs, you know the light's on. I'm welcoming them down. So again, overall, they still pick up on the overall intent, the overall messaging, and I've always been very clear with all my kids, if it's important and you need me, come downstairs. Just don't do so casually. The problem is when you're talking to a 4-year-old, what constitutes need? So it is conflicting, and the short version is they generally don't get into, they never get into any real trouble. They generally are fine no matter what, and sometimes they get told, go back upstairs. Stacy, hi Devin, red light on, no calling daddy, what do you call a fish with no eyes? Crap, lawyer twice in one day, I should switch to a new job. Nataro, what oldest game you back that is still not arrived but you're still excited for? Probably this guy over here. Monumental African Empires, probably. Yeah, and that one I almost didn't back too, and I did back it, and I hope I get it. Devin, hey, hello everyone. Raghu, I've noticed board games that skip Kickstarter and go straight to retail. A publisher often doesn't have good enough storage solution. Why do you think that is? Just cost cutting? Whoa, I've noticed board games that skip Kickstarter and go to retail, go straight to a publisher, often don't have good storage solutions. I think crowdfunding does try to do more premium stuff than traditional retail. I think retail has gotten much better about inserts than they used to. I mean, it used to be like Fantasy Flight inserts were a joke. There were also inserts from all the Ravensburger titles, which had the same insert for every game. Inserts used to be a complete joke, and they've gotten better over time, but there definitely is a higher focus on them in crowdfunding. Nat, I think you should make Rafi a permanent co-host. I love Rafi. He's amazing. He just can't hold a conversation as long as I can. He can't hold any attention span. He'll lose interest in things quickly. Corey, Alex asked Devin to talk dirty. Cancelled. I stopped. I really did. Pariah, Devin talks tabletop. Nick, I do not feel like you should name it recommendation. I would expect that you'll get inner and public confusion. You might think I do not necessarily like it, but the greater public will. Nick, just to be clear. Just to be clear. I don't rate things a 4 that I don't like. Just so we're on the same page. Meaning, Critter Kitchen, I really enjoy. The issue I have with Critter Kitchen is it plays best at 4 players, and I have too many games in that category that I would rather play. So Critter Kitchen, to me, rating Critter Kitchen a 3.5 would be a disservice to how much I enjoy it. But rating it a 4, while also not even being sure if I keep it, it feels a little conflicting. But it's not a question of whether I like it. I don't do public ratings in the sense that, well, I think you'll like it, but I didn't. I do rate things knowing that sometimes, in rare cases, it's the exception, but most of the time if I rate something a 4, it's staying in the collection at least for some amount of time. There are occasional times where I rate something a 4, but I know it won't hold up against others. But it's not about your opinion versus mine. It's about my ability to play everything I want to just for limited time and player count. Player count's the biggest issue because I play a lot of solo, I play a lot of 2-player, I play a lot of 3-player. Once you get to 4 and 5, I play very little comparatively to the rest of my plays. But I agree with you on the confusion. It's not about my opinion versus yours. Sarah, I happily discovered Devin's videos from Alex's videos. That's awesome. Devin, where's a mask you can clean? I hear you're stuffed and sniffly. Devin Talks Tabletops, you're going to Pax Unplugged. Yes, he is. Potboy, going straight to retail, cuts out backers complaining about the storage. You can cut the cost to design and produce a better insert, and you don't get arguments over sleeve versus non-storage. I mean, you do, just not doing production. Let's see. Katarin, I am, but so are you. Both of you. And your synergy. Adorables. Zimbo, do you think Primal will be a big deal once finally released, or has Monster Hunter World already overshadowed it? Especially with Monster Hunter World Iceborne crowdfunding campaign be so huge. Yeah, that's tricky. That is tricky. Primal was a big deal. I know a lot of people, content creators who played it, myself included, who loved it. But it's also taken so long that sometimes things can't, like, they might deliver Iceborne before before Primal delivers Primal, they may deliver Iceborne. I mean, Steamforge might deliver Iceborne, the second game in the series. So, like, that's a big strike against Primal. How will that hold up? No idea. I don't know how it's going to hold up. All I know is I do think it will likely be a big deal, but it's expensive, so it's going to have limited availability, and it's coming 2 years late, so, like, that's a big deal against it. Nat, Alex, Silence, and Devin canceled. Yes, indeed. Devin and Alex joined live stream. I want Devin back. I like him a lot. Nat, Alex, I hope you know Devin's going to be up at night for weeks thinking about what you just said. Katarin, man, something up with the PC on the network, getting a ton of buffering right now. I hope that's on your end, not on mine. Devin, the little one passed on is cold to me. Aw. Alex, any thoughts on reconnecting with Quack? Hope you guys make good videos. Yeah. Less likely. I wish him all the best. I wish him all success. I mean, I know he's doing a bunch of things on his channel to revise how he approaches them, and I wish him all the success. I think it is less likely that we collaborate together. It's a hard position. It's something I've thought about. I have thought about it, but it's a hard position. It's a hard position to be in when you are genuinely friends with somebody and you have some issues in your relationship that do cause a bit of a rift, and just slowly but surely, just again, nothing immediately dramatic or anything like that, just slow differences to the ways we do things. It is a harder situation to go back to that. It's something I've thought about, but I'm skeptical it would happen. But I wish him all the best in whatever he does. Devin, Devin Talks Tabletop. I'll be at PAX U, yes. Cam, do you think Lazy Squire Games will deliver on Wild Send and Store Sender? I'm hopeful, but I believe others have given up on them. That's exactly where I am. I'm hopeful, and I am not confident, I'm just hopeful. Devin, I won't speak to Alex, but I'm not I'm not going to get into it. Okay, I'm not going to get into that one. Yeah. Nat, Devin has also no attention span, but didn't stop him from being a co-host. Devin's delightful. I love Devin. Devin Talks Tabletop. Accurate. Jen Cam plays board games. Do you think Steep Games will deliver Chai Tifa 2? Do you think they are going under and haven't been transparent to backers? I think Steep Games does a horrible job at communicating. I don't know what's going to happen with Chai Tifa 2. It's definitely one that I've given up on, but like this year was the first year that I finally had crowdfunding campaigns that weren't going to deliver or potentially weren't going to deliver. We have Steamforge. We had, what's it called? Dirt Rallyman Dirt. There's like a bunch of games that have finally, there's Tranquility the Ascent. There are finally games that I've backed that are not delivering, all starting this year. Unemployed Lawyer, Gen Cam plays board games. Spicy question, I love it. Simbo, will you ever start covering D&D 5e campaigns? I am skeptical that I will, but I just don't have enough of an interest in D&D, unfortunately. Devin Talks Tabletops. When are you going to play Games Plus again? I miss you taking 30 minutes to play 2 cards and then reset because I screwed up the turn. Oh, Devin. I'm back doing the late pledge and added all the dice trays. Oh, yeah. The dice trays are great. Like, honestly, like, I mean, they're dice trays. That's one of the worst things. Like, they made these amazing dice trays that I love. I think they're incredible. And, like, it's one of the things I'm grateful. Like, these are my favorite dice trays. The steep dice trays are my absolute favorite. But, like, they bundled it up with a campaign that's taking forever, and that's a very big shame. Successful. I am also hopeful for Storm Thunder Wild Ascent, but don't have a ton of hope at this point. Same with Hell. I think it's more likely with Wild Ascent, but, like, they are slow. But, like, the first one showed up, so, like, there's that, I guess. Nat, Devin is delightful. I also love Devin. Devin Talks Tabletop. I can play tonight if you want. That'd be great. You should play, because I'm playing with Kiva and Max. Justin, I love your channel. I'm trying to decide what to back. Dice Store and X-Men. On Dice Store and X-Men, do you have any thoughts? I would go... It depends. You don't need Dice Store and X-Men, in my opinion. You could, but you don't need. Thank you, Successful, by the way. But I would say... Missions is a good thing to get. I would primarily focus on missions above everything else, honestly. Like, more Dice Stone content, more characters. If you have regular Dice Stone, if you have Marvel, you don't need more characters. They're nice, but they're expensive. You don't need them at all. I think missions is a nice twist. So if you're trying to be cost conscious, just get missions. Gen Cam plays board games. I wish I'd known there were problems with previous campaigns that were undelivered. I think they have delivered their previous campaigns since. They just took some time. Stacy, Nestlings has the same beautiful dice trays but with cool bird illustrations. I prefer these ones. I did see that though, but I prefer these ones. Successful, thanks for being a member. I appreciate it. Devin, you can make an unreasonable purchase like me because of acrylic tokens. I'm an idiot. Yeah, the Dice Throne campaign gets expensive quickly if you want all the stuff. I didn't get missions though. Cooperative isn't why I play Dice Stones. Devin, missions is my favorite way to play Dice Stones right now. A Dice Stones head-to-head feels like it's a luck fest. It feels like, oh yeah, you rolled your combo. Okay, great. Yeah, yay. Like, I appreciate Dice Stones head-to-head, but it's a 3.5 at best. With missions to me puts it at a 4. Gen Con plays board games. They tried to sell me the dice trays at Gen Con, and then the person literally walked away from me when I told them I was a backer. Yikes. Yeah, they are not great at communicating. Like, and I mean that like I would not work with them again because like I think there's lines you can cross that are a problem, unfortunately. Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna wrap up with the last few questions because we're running at an hour and 20 minutes so far. We're gonna wrap up a few more questions. I want the acrylic tokens because I have the Bake Light tokens for BGG Season 1 and 2. Successful, I'm in the exact same position. I want them. I can't. I don't play the game enough to justify it. I am trying to be more cost-conscious, more conservative. Jay Cordes, I hate adventures, but I'm excited for missions. I have not played adventures. I want to try it. Buddy Berglund, I'm totally the opposite of Dice Stone. I wasn't remotely interested in any Dice Stone until the co-op missions. Now I might actually get it. Unemployed lawyer, what does NIS mean? New and shrink, generally. Chaos X-Blade, besides Clueless May Die or Mansions, any game recommendations with Insanity or Mythos? I mean, Devin would probably say the Alien RPG to an extent, but that's not a game, Devin. We both know that. I don't know. What's it called? What's it called that was recently on GameFound? Aberrations had a mechanic that was similar to that. It wasn't as focused as I'd like. Like, it wasn't as present as I'd like, but it was there. Stacy, I've been enjoying a pumpkin tea latte and apple pie from local bakery. Enjoy. Stacy, New and Shrink, Arkham Horror, Buckets is still alive, Hello Campers, Secrets of the Lost Tomb. I actually haven't played Secrets of the Lost Tomb. I didn't know they had an insanity mechanic. Devin talks tabletop. The Alien RPG is a game and it's better than 2/3 of your collection. I haven't played the Alien RPG. I think if it's better than 1/3 of my collection, I wouldn't even be offended. 2/3, I think you're wrong. Zimbo, what's your favorite iteration of Zombicide? Marvel Zombies when you're fighting as the heroes, not as the zombies. Okay, that's my favorite iteration of Zombicide. Successful Geek, I really want to run my Pathfinder game more, but I also want to play some TTRPGs soon. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and call this live stream. I appreciate all of you. You are all the best. Devin, if you want to go ahead and get that Alien RPG actually scheduled, because once upon a time we were going to do it, and then nothing happened. So I blame you. I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream, and I'm going to go film my weekend review, which I'll be wearing this poncho, because that's what I'm wearing now. But until next time, I appreciate all of you very much. Thanks so much for being here. And as always, I hope you have a good one.